You are listening to the Eskimo Empire Podcast, a proud member of the Canadian Football Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Empire. It's the Eskimo Empire Podcast.
This is Trevor Harris.
Hey, how you doing? This is number 58, Travis Bond.
This is Christoph Malomba Chimanga.
Hey there, this is your co-host, Kenny Stafford.
Hey, this is Ryan King.
Calvin McCarty.
And you are listening to...
You're listening to the Eskimos Empire.
Listening to the Eskimo Empire Podcast.
The Eskimo Empire Podcast. Hope you guys enjoy listening.
Welcome back to the Turf District for the Eskimo Empire Podcast, and we are a proud member of the Alberta Podcast Network, powered by ATB. I'm Andrew, and joined once again by superfan Mike.
Break up, baby!
Yes, and Commissioner Kayla.
What now?
I know. There's the title.
What week did you watch?
What now? Yeah. What is going on? Yeah, exactly.
Or not us. Hashtag not us.
That's actually better.
Title of the podcast.
Title of the podcast.
Did no one see my Instagram?
That was very, very well done.
Nice.
We had an interesting weekend, I guess.
That's a word. Yeah. Interesting.
I was trying to be positive.
That's right. We yeah.
You know, here's the positive part. Kayla and I got to go watch basketball.
See, there you go.
That was pretty fun.
They won.
So Canadian team won. Yeah. It was close, though.
It was close.
Yeah,
Good
it was
game.
a pretty stressful game, but that was kind of fun.
It was fun.
Our game not close.
Our game, no, not so close.
Is it a better motivator for you to go to a Stingers game this year?
I think so, yeah.
Next year?
Yeah, I asked Riley afterwards what he thought, and he's like, yeah, that was kind of fun, so we might go check out a couple of games.
A few more fancy moves in that league, but
yeah. That's all right. I thought it was very entertaining. Yeah, both games were super close, so that was kind of fun when they're come down to the last few shots, right? So yeah,
and the energy was there pretty much the whole game.
Yeah,
that was cool.
It was very good. Yeah, I was surprised though that you didn't just get up and walk straight into Taboo. I mean, it was right there.
I know, right?
She's like, was there yesterday?
Yeah.
I've seen it all.
I have an imagination. I don't need to see anything.
Kayla walks by, done that, did that, done that.
Hey, there's my booth.
Also a title of the podcast. You were kind enough to have us over there, Mike, to watch the game with your family and with Lonnie joining us.
Yeah, get the kids all together, and
it was it's always fun to watch in groups. Like we ended up watching both games back to back, and that was a blast. Like, I mean, not the outcome we wanted, but still, it was a blast.
Not as fun as last week.
Yeah, you had a good game last week.
Yeah, last week was exciting. So we'll just blame Boyd.
Right.
It's his fault. He didn't show up.
He already has taken the full blame.
Is he?
Yeah.
As he should.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he knows he's taking it, but he's taking it.
Still just crying in the corner
still
somewhere.
Needs to take it.
Exactly.
We're still all excited for this week, though.
Well, yeah, it's
still
Grey Cup.
It's still Grey Cup.
CFL
week.
Christmas.
Right, exactly. And the fact of the matter is that, yes, we want to be in there, but I think we have a great matchup.
Sure.
And two teams that haven't won in forever, and so now it's going to be, one of them is going to break that, and it's going to be very exciting.
I just hope that we don't make it next year, because I really don't want to go to Regina.
Well, I'm going anyway, so
yes.
I think
go
I'm
ahead
skipping
and win.
that one.
Yeah. Go Esks. That's right. All right, let's welcome in our guest, shall we?
Yeah.
Now, we've had one part of Section 0 on a while back, and now it is time to welcome another part, other than, of course, Kayla, you're here every week.
I was going to say.
No respect.
But we throw that out when you started. Yeah, exactly. But this week, we are welcoming Jay. How are you doing, man?
Not too bad. How are you guys?
Doing very well. Glad we finally got you down here, but let's go all the way back. Whenever we have a featured fan on, we ask, how did you become a fan, and when did your fandom really start?
First game, I want to say, was October 91. It was a Rider game.
Wow.
Sitting on the west side. I think we lost, but I caught a football. And
nice.
It started, right?
And it was in.
And then that was it.
That's a big start.
You were hooked.
A real one, or those like...
Those foam ones that they made.
Yeah.
Because they used to walk around the upper deck, right? It wasn't called the fun team then, but it was still fun.
It was something like that.
Something like that, yeah. And it kind of grew from there, and then the group really kind of took off just kind of mid-2000s there.
Right. So now, how did you guys kind of form Section O? Like, I know you've said that your parents sat up there, but how did it just kind of come to be?
Well, that was, a friend of mine from high school, Matt, who is the other side, the Twitter side of our Section O, and when he's not banned.
The belligerent one?
Yeah. The coherent one, because it's got spell check.
Yeah.
Him and I sat together, actually. He had some seats over in Section X. We watched some games there, and it was just wasn't really exciting. It was Section O was pretty rowdy back in the day. We should go back over there. So we started sitting there, and a couple guys in front of us a little rowdy, a couple guys behind us a little rowdy, and we were like, hey, this is a good group of guys. We should really get all this going. And we started looking around the league, kind of saw groups like the Box J boys and the SOBs, those Southern Ontario boys that you see in Grey Cup every year.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, we could do that and look much better while doing it because green and gold.
Yeah, of course. It's the right color.
Improves everything.
It really does. Yeah,
exactly.
Box J boys were almost there. They just needed to change the black to green.
Who were they?
They're the original. At Iverwin, there was a section, they all had boxes that were kind of dug in because Iverwin was actually buried down in a little bit, right? And it was Box J, and they were just the wild fans. Those guys that wear all the kilts.
Yeah.
I can't say I've seen them.
Oh, you'll see
I'll
them.
be searching.
You will not miss them at Grey Cup.
Yes.
I did
They're
last
always
year.
around.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, so we'll find them.
Yeah,
you'll see
point
them.
'em out.
You'll see them.
You'll see them.
You won't need help.
They'll find you, Kayla. Don't worry.
Exactly.
And that's a joke for anyone who's ever been there before.
It's very true. It's very true. So, through your years of fandom, did you have favorite players, guys that you kind of gravitated to?
The first guy that I ever just straight up loved was Malcolm Frank. Seeing him flying around.
Nice.
And when I did play football, I was a corner as well, so I probably because of him.
Oh, awesome.
I just really liked him. And then Terry Vaughn was a big big guy that I loved. Yeah, big yak guy.
Yeah.
It was catch for 5 and run for 10. Amazing. And my retro guy's got to be old Dr. Death, Dave Fennell.
All right. That's a good pick. That is
all
a good
excellent
pick.
picks.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
So you've obviously been a fan a long time and multi-generational fan family. Do you have any sort of favorite Eskimo items at home that really stand out?
That's a good one. I do have some old stuff I've kind of taken to I know you have quite the collection.
Okay,
yeah. Maybe one or two things. I kind of started targeting stuff from 87 just because I was born and we won and there's lots of cool stuff from around there. Probably the coolest Eskimo thing I have, I got some Commonwealth seats, of course.
Nice.
But I have my Commonwealth seats.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
I brought in a socket set and stripped down my seats that I bought and took my actual seat and rebuilt my seat.
That's cool.
So I'm walking out of there with these 2 seats and security stopping me. I was like, you guys go up there, man. It's all there. It's all there, I promise.
Yeah.
So I actually was able to get my actual Section O seats.
Oh, that is awesome.
Which was pretty cool. And the other thing I do have, our first trip to Ottawa to see the Red Blacks, myself and Matt got a little bit of time with the Prime Minister at the time. And we got a really nice...
that picture.
Yeah, got a really nice photo with them, and it was just kind of a surreal thing. There's a lot of security, not a lot of guys getting through to. Yeah, you two.
Yeah, okay. Wow.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Very
so
cool.
those are the 2 that kind of stand out in the collection.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because it was a man wearing a scarf.
I think there's a joke there somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is.
All right. Excellent.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm
just saying Jim Jeffries, if you've seen that.
Oh, yeah. Got it. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that one could have went south.
So, it's Grey Cup week. Yes. Tell us one of your favorite stories. Or 2. It's fine.
Or 2, yeah. A good one we got from the last win, which unfortunately we won't be able to repeat this year, and it would have been nice to give it back to him on home soil.
Yep.
However,
absolutely.
I would say it would be a little tainted because we'd be in the East, and Ryan King couldn't go through with his promise to mess up whoever's locker that messed up his locker. A very public statement. I really like that.
Yeah.
When they won in Winnipeg, my parents came last minute and happened to pick to stay at the Eskimos Hotel.
Oh, really?
Just as a one-off, so as soon as they won and we had finished celebrating on the field, we hightailed it, shoving old ladies and children out of the way to get to a cab. And we steal Dad's room card, and they're kicking everybody out. No, I go here.
You have a card, yeah.
So we got to hang out. We were in like the walking in right with Pat Riley.
Mm-hmm.
Mike had given him the ball after the game, and he's just handing it around to everybody, of course. And it was a classic Pat, right? And it was just like, nobody here would do anything, but God, you're a trusting man.
Yeah, exactly.
No one here would do it, but it would be terrifying. And that was just super cool. Got to like everybody in the team, and a few of them recognized, I know like you guys, you're around a lot, and the practices and the players kind of get to know you, and you get to know the players and the staff. And that was just like one of the coolest moments in my Grey Cup career, let's call it.
That's outstanding. And so this is, I think you said on the Periscope, this is Grey Cup number 12?
This will be
this year?
12 for Matt. This is my 11th. I actually didn't go in 2014 because I knew this Calgary would win. So no, I bought a house, and unfortunately mortgages come first, or so they tell me.
Yeah, hey, you know something about that, Superfan?
Yes. Sometimes little sacrifices, but I always said it was very strategic, and the referees knew I wasn't there, so Calgary could win that one. I don't know what to tell you about last year.
Yeah, I was going to say. Doesn't really pan out the same way for last year, but geez, couldn't you buy another house last year?
Yeah.
Hell, dude. God, you let us all down. That's horrible. Well, this is going to be fun. We're going to talk about the game in a second, but before we do that, this episode is brought to you by ATB Entrepreneur Centers. Whether you're dreaming, building, or growing, ATB Entrepreneur Centers offer a powerful set of tools to help your business and personal finances grow together. Chat with a small business expert, join a community of like-minded Albertans, and get some valuable advice along the way. You can visit ATB Entrepreneur Centers in Edmonton, Calgary, Grand Prairie, and Lethbridge, or visit atbentrepreneurscenter.com to learn more.
Nice.
I went a little slower on that
I know.
one. I didn't want to make it. I shake it up a little.
You gave us the whole seat. We just needed the edge.
That's what I thought. Yeah, exactly. So let's get to the game. Obviously, not a lot of Esks news because it's really just the game where Why Not Us gets answered. Why Not Us gets answered rather emphatically as the Ticats win 36-16 and move on to face the Bombers in the Grey Cup. So when we're talking about losses, we usually talk about the bad first. What kind of stood out for you there, Jay, as far as some of the bad in the game?
The one thing that stood out to me, and judging by Twitter universe, everybody, was the lack of creativity on first down, the play calling. It's a very run-heavy game when I think the passing was working. You were nickel and diming, but that's yardage and defense time off the field, and I mean, not that Trevor Harris has any problem with yardage. It's more the last 10 yards he has the problem with. Yeah. But I just felt any momentum we were getting was really stymied by going to Gable or Cooper up the gut on a 31 dive, every first down. That being said, I love that they dressed both running backs for the game. I thought that's a dynamic that Edmonton could have done a lot more this year.
Well, and I did.
Shame he got hurt.
Yeah, I was going to say, and that's what I heard. Yeah, Cooper got hurt, so he only had the two touches, really.
Right.
Which I think played a big role.
Yeah, I mean, he had when he was in, he had the one catch for 10 yards.
Yeah, and a run for 8, I believe. Yeah, so it's there, but hard when you're right. Like it was. I think we can all say that the tone was set early.
Yeah.
In this game, as far as bads are concerned. I mean, your first drive, there's an interception. Your second drive, there's a fumble, and your third drive, you shank the kick. Like it was. It remember last week when we said you had to go in and take the crowd out of it? That kind of didn't do that very well.
Maybe we should have been more specific.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, like score first. That would have been. That would have
stop them from scoring.
Yeah. Don't give them the ball. Yeah. Probably one of those things. Kayla, bads for you?
I didn't get to watch the game. Like, I got to watch the fourth quarter, so I can't really say except the fact that we lost.
Oh, that's bad enough, really.
You didn't go back and watch the rest?
I recorded it, but TELUS or TSN screwed up and put Eskimos versus Ticats on, like, the panel on, like, the PVR.
Yeah.
Recorded it, went to watch it, and it was like freaking race car crap. It wasn't the actual game.
It might have been more enjoyable.
That was Brandon Banks, actually.
Yeah.
Well played. Well, that probably was. Yeah, exactly.
Again, still didn't like it.
Exactly. It kind of falls into bad but good, but holy crap, that catch by Brandon Banks was unreal. Like,
You couldn't defend it any better.
no, absolutely not without taking a PI.
You were taking
But
PI.
that's what I mean. I just said is you could not defend it better. Like,
Yeah.
You take PI, that's bad defense.
And it was unreal catch. That was ridiculous.
I did see
I
that.
think
highlight.
Lonnie said that if
Yeah.
you did that 10 times, he might have caught it 1 time out of 10. It was just, that was the time.
That was the time.
It was their game to
Yeah.
lose again.
Yeah, exactly. So you didn't see any bads in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, we were. I saw the score and I'm like, "That's nice. Do I continue or another touchdown? Should I continue? Really, I'm continuing. Why am I doing this to myself? I'm like an emotional cutter."
Something like that.
Like a goth cake cut itself.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't. Did
the golf kick.
Did they turn over in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, a couple times. Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, a couple
Downs.
on downs.
I just
Yeah.
remember sitting there in my chair like this.
Again, not a video podcast, but still.
But you get it. I'm pretty sure you can hear the tone.
You can hear the tone in her
We even
voice.
had the turnover and then a 2 and out. So, I mean, you even had your opportunity
Yeah.
and you
Like it's-
somewhat squandered
Well, and you
it.
couldn't
Yes.
even get like that last first or touchdown. Devon Smith took the stupid offensive pass interference. Or no.
Yeah.
Offensive pass interference.
No.
When he pushed off.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Did he really?
He pushed off.
Ask Jerome
He pushed
Carter.
him.
I was gonna say, like, they've let a lot more go this year than that.
They have.
In the game.
Yeah, like that. I don't know about
He
that.
did push off.
He pushed off, but I always
was
go
more
back
hand
to
fighting.
the SJ Green catch that started the season 2 years ago in the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
Clear push off, but it's a catch like that. You're going to let it go.
It's
I just don't know if
inconsistent
it
all
was
the time.
enough of a push off. Yeah, well, welcome to CFL.
They were letting a lot of
Yeah,
other
right.
things go. That's why I thought it was a little
And like with the timing.
that's what I'm getting
with
at.
the
Yeah.
Conspiracy.
absolutely.
And I wouldn't know. I only watched the fourth quarter. Holy salt in the wound.
We could get you a copy if you want to watch it.
That's
No,
it,
I'm
yeah.
good,
Yeah, I didn't
actually.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike's not saving that one either.
The next game was
I've
more
saved worse.
thrilling.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Why?
Yeah, well, they're good trading bait.
That's sure. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, their other team won. Yeah. Got any bads there, Mike?
No, it was a great game.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, there's so much to start with. We've already touched on the start, the interceptions. I thought it was not a great game for Hugh. Not only were it was that punt terrible, his kickoffs were awful.
Right.
Like he was getting to the 20. Like they were getting a running start, and so they were getting past the 35 every time.
That's rare.
So why would you
It
take
is,
it?
because usually his are hammered into the 10.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
that's just it. So I don't know what it was. I mean, it wasn't that cold.
Was the wind that crazy?
No, because it was either side of the field.
I didn't think so, but
No.
they kept talking about it like the wind was going to win
Like
you
it
the
was-
game.
yeah.
And we took the wind in the third and got 0 points.
So the thing that I noticed about that, you took the wind in the third, you put them in the sun in the fourth.
Yeah.
Every offensive play they had to run was into the sky. I actually wanted to give Jason a
Yeah.
little credit for that, almost
Yeah.
for thinking of that.
But it's just
It would have been great if it had paid off.
Well,
Like,
and
that's
then even
thing,
the
yeah.
Edmonton Daniels turned and took the sun in the eyes and could have
Right.
been first down.
Yeah,
Not that that
I
was
know.
turning the tide, but
No.
No, but and he did. Yeah, he did. But it was all the little things, like, you know, they're finally moving, and Glass gets that interception, and you're thinking, oh, great, he gets it, and then we end up giving a safety 2 plays later. Like it was just like
Yeah.
you can't, like they couldn't
Can't
get
win.
they couldn't get any momentum
No.
going anyway. Like
No.
something was always just. One of the plays would go the wrong way, and then there was no momentum. They couldn't recover.
full
right?
marks to Hamilton. Like they
Oh,
played
absolutely.
a phenomenal game.
Well,
Absolutely.
something maybe even about that field, because that last game they played there, they sucked too in all levels.
To be fair, everyone that played there.
Yeah,
This
that's
year,
true, yeah.
Except
Yeah.
Hamilton.
But-
hard to argue with that.
yeah,
It's a very good point. Yeah,
it's a
good
hard
point.
place to play.
It's
Yes.
I mean, easily the best team Hamilton's fielded maybe ever.
Possibly, yeah,
Possibly.
I mean, 15-3
yeah.
since
they've never seen
86
that.
when
Yeah.
they went to an 18-game season. It's the first time they've had more than 13 wins.
Yeah, so that's
And the first time they've ever had 9-0.
How much does that speak to Steinhauer and
absolutely.
the mentality? And I noticed that in every interview after.
Sure.
Every player was like, Coach told me this, Coach corrected
Yeah.
this. coaches tell me this, and you just don't hear that all the time. I know I don't always hear it from Edmonton players when they speak of our coaching staff.
But still,
defensive coordinator accepted.
Yeah.
Philip got a lot of praise this year, rightfully so.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the fans, I mean, the players still would go through a wall. I know that there were people posting about Jason Moss, see you later, and a lot of the players went after those people because they fully still believe in Moss. At least that's what their public persona is.
That's right.
Well, and we don't get the benefit of seeing the locker room, right?
Right.
Like we're going on a little bit of knowledge, and they're going by everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So I think it's.
I 100% agree.
Watch the exit interview today from Jason?
No.
I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet.
It's kind of what you would expect. They're asking accountability. He's like, it's 24 hours after the game, man. I don't know what you're asking for right now.
Exactly.
And rightfully so.
And honestly, no decision is going to be made within, I would even say, a week.
No, it will.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, Brock earlier today said that they're doing the exit interviews this week.
Look at Clay Brooks.
That is the point.
They're doing the exit interviews, but you don't think that they're going to take some time to think about it still?
Well, I think they might not figure out if this is Moss's last game. I don't think they're going to have the replacement in this week. But if you go to the exit interview and in the interview you don't have an answer how to fix what happened this year,
right,
or you say the problem was we didn't have the players, which means you're blaming your boss.
Well, that would be a problem.
It's done.
Yeah,
this year,
right.
Because then you're just going to expect the same thing next year. If you have an answer to what you can do to fix it, and Brock will buy into that, then you've bought yourself into the year.
So that is something he did bring up in his thing. He was like, we have for the last 3 years started hot and hit the wall. So he's like, I'm going to look into that big this year. He's like, I'm going to find out what it is that we're either training the wrong way or we're doing the wrong thing or whatever it may be. And the only thing that I worry about, like with the coach, he can go, he can stay. I'm kind of unsure on it. But are you worried that BC snaps up your first candidate before you get a chance to then? If you sit on it for a hair.
Well, they can't do it until after Grey Cup.
That's right, but still.
So there is that opportunity, and we'll be able to interview Campbell as an example. Mm-hmm. But this year, there's going to be a lot of opportunity with all the coaching moves.
Yep.
I think the Mouchoir had the coaching carousel take a shot.
Yes, they did.
Every time someone mentions that phrase.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you got to think about it. Tommy Condell's going to be a great candidate. Paul Lapalisse is going to be a candidate.
Yep.
If Mike O'Shea and Kahari Jones are both not signing where they are, they become candidates.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there, and that's just some of the head coaches, not including some of the coordinators that are out there.
I can't see Kahari not signing with Montreal after all the interviews that he did and the management did.
Well,
if you can go back to Winnipeg, you never know.
I don't know.
The offer is the offer too, right?
Yeah,
like if somebody pursues hard enough.
I know he wants to stay, but it depends at the end of the day who's going to offer what.
I did like his attitude with we have a job to finish.
Yeah.
So I was the guy that came in and I'm turning the corner and I want to do this. So I really like that. Boy, if they don't give O'Shea what he would like, I'd imagine that is suitor number one.
I mean, it depends on why he doesn't sign. Like if he has family back in Ontario where he's from, of course, that makes sense. There's nothing
XR and an ex-Argo, et cetera, et cetera.
and Argo.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
We drafted him, but still.
Come on.
Stupid.
Here's the thing, though. Just so that we present a rounded picture, because as far as I get that there's going to be an exit interview, they're going to have their conversations, they're going to do, and I agree totally with when they said, well, what do you expect from me? Like right now, it's 24 hours after we still haven't got over the emotional side of what happened, right?
Yeah.
It's like that's ridiculous.
And he was
emotional. There's no way that you're gonna just. No one's going to feel good about it at this moment.
Yeah.
So let's wait and actually clear our heads a bit. The biggest thing to me is that I really do see that passion from the players to run through a wall for him. Sure. And I think that will have to be taken into account. And I do think that changing everything, like how much more do you lose if you lose Moss?
I agree.
Well, that's why I say if we get
That's
a Tommy
the part that I'm worried
Condell, you
about.
get a Paul Lapalisse, and you've got at least an offensive coordinator that can replace that. You take a Rick Campbell. Now you've got to get an offensive coordinator as well because
is that Paul Lapalisse though?
Why would he take a lateral move? I mean, I'm not saying he won't.
Yeah.
But I mean, what's the logical side of that, right?
I think though he's going to have
get the highest throwing quarterback in the league. Albeit Mike, I'm sure will have a better year next. But
Maybe.
Correct.
Yeah. Maybe.
Depending how he heals.
Yeah.
Hopefully he heals well. Hopefully he heals well. But
I don't know. I thought. And we'll get more into this when we do our Esks year in review. But I thought there was a lot more positives that we weren't talking about that we need to talk about.
Absolutely.
More. So I don't want to
do the bad. So I figured we.
Yeah, exactly. So no, and I meant it for the whole season. I think there was a lot more that I think we can probably.
Sure.
Anyway, I agree with you, Jay, in the fact that I'm not really sold on either side as far as I'm not like we need to keep Moss, but I'm also not he has to go. Like I don't think.
I think we hit the in between. If he would have
exactly.
lost the East semi, he's gone.
Yeah.
If he would have won the East final, he definitely stays. But he's in the middle.
It was right in the middle, and so
like a football hitting an upright.
Yeah.
Oh, that was well played. That was well played.
Sprinkles of sadness.
I do want.
Letting them have it.
Title of the podcast. That was pretty funny. Actually, that would be mean. I wouldn't do that. But it's funny, though. That was well done. I think that the thing is that I will say is so far, I trust Brock inherently. I think that everybody that he's brought in has been great moves. I think that he's been dealt some scary hands as far as injuries and as far as players wanting to.
And he still has room to grow.
Right? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. But I really do think that he is making choices that were outstanding for this team.
Sure.
And so whatever it is that he decides, I'm on board with it.
And he's not a reactionary.
No.
Like I think Hervey was.
I guess I can, to some degree.
In BC, that was a reactionary, in my opinion.
That or there's something that we're not being told about
Possibly.
that particular deal.
It was just very quick. But
Ed does bring emotion to your team.
He does.
Like with Edmonton, where a lot of people felt it was knee-jerk reactions, you're looking at a guy that came up through scouting. So a man that used to go and watch the practices now gets to hand out the contracts.
Yeah.
And you hit a personality conflict. We all know what happened with Landon and away you go.
Sure.
Whereas, like you were kind of saying, Brock is definitely less so. And like one of the big things that everybody's kind of forgetting, next season we get a top 5 lineman inserted in Sir Rogers.
Absolutely.
Instantly, your O-line is that much
left tackle.
I say top 5, you had a season off.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's make sure that you still got it. But I mean, honestly, to gain that into your O-line.
Into an O-line that only gave up 25 sacks.
Right.
Bingo.
And a lot of that was because we had a different quarterback yet.
Absolutely.
I mean, he had 8 against Hamilton, and Trevor wasn't in there.
Yeah. Exactly. So
big
it's
point in the number, too.
That's crazy. All right, let's talk about some goods in the game, because there were some goods.
Yes.
There was the odd good.
There was
Jay, you got what good did you have from the game? Let's talk about some positives.
Some positives.
Oh, come on. You can find one.
The thing is, the few positives that I would be normally looking for, it's funny. I was almost ready to say Larry Dean had the game that he should have had. He kind of didn't. He was floating out there. He wasn't as driven as I thought he would be. And Gable again, another guy that really takes a vendetta against Hamilton. That fumble just almost. I don't want to say crippled him, but it definitely really hurt him emotionally running the ball. He didn't have the fire as much anymore. I will say my best positive of the game is O'Donnell didn't take a penalty, and I've harped him on that for a few years. And he's really improved, so good for you, Matt.
When you're 6'11" and 350 pounds, you're noticeable to the referees.
You stand out. Yeah, exactly.
Well, hey, but then...
He did well.
You got to do well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's like Kabongo, right? Kabongo's such a big man. It's can't miss that hole.
He was also holding a lot.
There were positives. They just weren't glaring. Great finish for Sean. Great season for Sean.
Yes,
I'm really happy that he finished strong the way he did.
Yep.
Hugh, like you say, hopefully better next year.
Yeah, positive. Sean did great.
Yeah, how long is Sean's contract? Does he have a few more years with
I
us?
think he has one more under contract
on his last
right now.
extension,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and then we'll see from there. So, yeah.
Kickers can go into their 40s quite well.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I was thinking.
It's like sign a tenor. Just go ahead.
Sign a tenner.
Well, especially considering they're not. Let's face it, you can cut them at any time. So yeah,
exactly.
I'll sign you for 20 years.
Yeah, exactly. We need a return of the white zone. Anywhere inside the 40 is the white zone.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah, and 45 even. I mean, he's pretty. You can hit him. 52. That's So the white zone is 45.
Yeah, I give him a 45.
All right, perfect. So we'll say that's the white zone from now on.
Money.
Kayla, any positives that you saw in that fourth quarter? I don't know.
I saw Tate catch a ball.
Oh, nice. Yes, that's true. Yes. Was that the one where he sat on the ground and celebrated even though we were losing? Yeah.
I mean, you got to take one where it counts at a time. And
that's true.
Very depressed and
it's a good catch.
You know, I'm sure Melody and the babies were up in the stands, so he was probably just doing a little dance for them.
That's a good point. You know? That's a good point. Yeah. I like that. Sure. Excellent.
Yeah. And can I just steal the fact that Harris did fine?
Yeah, Harris actually did okay. Like 70%. I mean,
two interceptions.
One was not his fault at all.
No.
Like the tip one was not his at all. The other one, 50-50, but
yeah.
I did the wind take that one?
That's what I thought.
It looked like it sailed. That or he just cut early.
The DeVaris one?
Maybe he cut
that's
early
what I was
going
to go back to, because that's exactly what came to my head. It was like, clearly it was going to be like that, just on the edge so he can run up, but he was not there.
Not quite there.
There. So was there communication errors throughout the game?
That is possible. There were a couple.
We don't know, because we don't know what's called in the huddle.
The play,
yeah, exactly.
There was confusion on several plays. Sure. There's no doubt.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Montreal was so fun to watch because it was just so like, was that just the play call? That's so fun. And then this game apparently not so much.
I think we just snowballed if we had not had those 10 points off a turnover.
I think
because at halftime. 10-point deficit.
Yep.
I can't believe we kept with them the entire time when we were not finishing drives.
Right.
Had 3 2 and outs.
Yeah, defense played very well.
Punt.
Oh, yeah, that was so bad.
Yeah, defense held them as well as they possibly could.
51 to start.
Well, if they're always bloody on the field, like they can't do everything. It's exhausting.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there's my positive.
Oh, great.
Knox had a great game. He was everywhere. I was really impressed.
Every game since
he came back. Yes.
He's had a great every game.
Yeah.
Please sign here again, Javon.
Yeah.
Well, no doubt. And like we say, that's Sunderland going out, making good pickups, because you were pretty strong at linebacker last year, and to really revamp it all.
Completely 3 new linebackers.
Yeah. But all
home runs, really, when you think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Got any positives, Mike?
Well, sort of. You talked about DeVaris Daniels, that one cut, but I mean, I think he was our best receiver.
Absolutely, he
without
was.
any question. And
hands
he's
down,
over 100 yards.
His best game in green and gold. Yeah. I would wholeheartedly agree. Yeah,
he had a touchdown.
Yep, and a nice one.
Yeah,
and
great route.
And didn't go over the top celebrating.
No,
puts the ball down. Walks over, does a little dance to the sideline, and be done. Like, there was no... I love
business.
That. Yep, that's right. We have a job to do. I loved that with DeVaris. I give him lots of points on that.
And he's only a 1 year too, right?
He's a 1 year.
Believe he was, yes. So we shall see. We shall see how that works. I thought Taekwon Glass had a strong game.
Yes.
He had the interception. He had a couple of good knockdowns. He
wasn't getting people on defense that did well.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's
even Godfrey had some ones where he was
Josh Johnson.
Josh Johnson, yeah, absolutely.
That was a great sack.
And 6 tackles for Johnson. Yeah. So
was it 6?
Yeah. Nice. So that's. I mean, there was some big. Most of our good players in this game were on defense, though.
Right.
Again.
Oh yes.
Yes. That's kind of the way it went. This particular one. All right, well, let's take a very quick break, and then we will come back and talk some more Grey Cup, and, of course, our pick'ems for the big game.
This is David Sanchez from CFL.CA's The Waggle, and you're listening to the Eskimo Empire Podcast.
You can join the Empire online.
Find us at eskempire.ca.
Check out all the new blogs, and then follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
For more history, follow @Esks History on Twitter.
And even more of my picks on Esk Empire Photo.
Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to help the pod grow. Thanks again for listening. Let's get back to the show. Welcome back. This episode is also brought to you by the Alberta Forest Products Association.
If you're an Albertan, chances are you love our forests. With more than 60% of the province covered in them, they're where we play, explore, and work. Over 40,000 Albertans are employed because of our sustainable forestry industry. And before a single tree is harvested, we plant 200 years ahead to ensure healthy forests for years to come. Why? Because you nurture what you love.
Learn more at loveabforests.ca.
All right, no CFPN preview this week, but a reminder, as far as the CFPN is concerned, there will be a new set of trading cards being handed out at the Grey Cup this year. So our second set of cards will be out and I think they start handing them out on Wednesday, possibly.
Get a pack of cards.
And they do have a Western theme. We did have a little bit of fun with that. But the important part is once you get all three of our cards, if you put them in order and flip them in the bottom inset pictures, it makes it a little bit fun.
Let's go.
Don't you think? I think it's funny.
Yes.
Yeah. You'll get what I mean when you see it. That's right. So find your favorite podcaster and get some CFPN trading cards. We'll talk about the game in a sec, but let's start with what are you most looking forward to at Grey Cup this year? Start with you, Jay.
Less traveling between party rooms.
Yeah.
Actually, I love that they're all in one spot this year.
It's perfect.
It's about time.
Yeah. They really need to have that set up properly.
The first time I ever experienced that was 2011. I think BC Lions kind of did it all down at the convention center, and that worked out well. And there's maybe one or two, like I think the Eskimos were still at the Sheraton.
They were still at the Sheraton.
Deal at the time.
Yep.
Yeah, but other than that, that was really convenient. And being that it was a little soupy that year, it was nice not to have to walk outside for everything.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, I think that's having them all in that one spot is going to be awesome. And I know when we had Jerry here and he was telling us about you have Spirit of Edmonton and then Ryderville, and you've got like everything, and all of the East teams have that one spot, like, and you can just kind of stumble from one to another. Hey, that's perfect.
Why would you leave?
That's a good point.
You just stay in there and just go place to place.
Yep. I think that is going to be an absolute blast. Kayla, what are you most looking forward to?
That was basically mine too, like staying across the street. So I could not even, I don't even need a jacket. I just run on down the street.
It sounds like we're in the same building.
Probably.
It's going to be really funny. I'll be like, hi, Kayla.
Meet in the lobby.
Yeah, exactly.
Like this. One eye.
Yeah, exactly.
Not a video podcast.
Not a video podcast. That's right.
Have everything just in one place and not being cold, although it's supposed to be warm this weekend.
Yeah.
It's actually +1 for game time.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
I'm still bringing all my gear, though, just in case.
As you should.
Exactly. I am really looking forward to 2 and Out Live. I loved going last year, and
it was a lot of fun.
We get a whole bunch of podcasters in one room, and you get to see a show recorded live, and I'm super excited about that. I think that's going to be a blast. And as it turns out, Mike, you may have a set of tickets.
We got a pair of tickets.
A pair of
tickets. 2 and Out Live. They are sold out.
Yes.
So it's the only way you can actually go see it is if you can win a pair.
Absolutely.
We happen to have a pair to win.
What about if we just have somebody, the first person that messages you and wants the tickets, you will transfer them to them?
Sure. We're going to have to make it a little more complicated.
Okay.
We got to make it a little tougher.
All right. What's that?
Message Mike.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
A little more complicated. We got to make it a little more interesting. What can we do here?
Oh, come on, history man. You got something.
I know, we don't want to make it too tough at the same time. You know, name the quarterback in 1914.
No. There was a team?
Not a question that only you would know the answer to.
Yeah, there was a team in 1914.
Yes.
Yes. They were a hockey team, were they not?
No, it was the Edmonton Civics in 1914.
Oh, the Civics.
Yes.
Wow. All of a sudden, we all drive Hondas. That's wonderful.
That's why they named them that.
That's what I thought.
I already do. I fit in so well.
Exactly. Awesome. All right. I think... Let's just go with a simple one. Somebody messaged me. The first person to message me with how many Grey Cups Edmonton has won.
Perfect.
We'll win the tickets.
Awesome. All right. And then you'll transfer those?
I will transfer them to them.
Perfect. And then hopefully we will get to see more people.
That's right.
That'll be outstanding. Did you guys see the entertainment lineup for Spirit of Edmonton?
Sure did.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm very sad I'm not going to be there.
The Kiss cover band?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, my. And they're going to be rocking right after Spirit of Edmonton breakfast. So breakfast is going to end, the curtain is going to drop, and it's kiss time, baby. Yep. I cannot wait. I'm so fired up.
I didn't get breakfast tickets this year, and I'm going to have to jump. I know enough people. I'm sure we'll jump in on a table. I did not know that was the post.
That's the post one.
Because normally it's... I wouldn't use the word lame. Oh, wait, usually, yes, I would. But that is amazing that they've stepped it up.
That's just it. It's going to be, the band's going to start, the curtain will drop, and boom.
And it'll be, there's
pyro.
That's the pyro blows, what you're waiting on. Love Gun? Is that what they're called? No. What's the name of the band again?
I don't remember.
I can't remember, but I know that's the name of one of the songs that I'm going to sing.
That is definitely one of the songs that's
going to be outstanding. I hope that, actually, as soon as they drop, if they could just start with Cold Gin Time again, I'd be like, yes, this is exactly what it is.
They'll probably start with like Deuce or Detroit Rock City.
Detroit Rock City, quite likely. But still, I got my breakfast tickets today. So, nice. Nicole and I will be there at table 40. And, as soon as that drops, that's going to be outstanding. And then I have to go straight from there, though, to go to the CFL Fans Fight Cancer event. Love Guns. See, I was close.
With Randy. Ty-Cat Randy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. BB Can Ryan's going to host that one.
Oh, exciting.
And there's going to be a lot of guests. There's going to be a lot of stuff. And, our good friend Connie in Calgary has done an amazing amount of work to try and support Wellspring for this CFL Fans Fight Cancer event. So make sure that you find that and go to it. I think that's going to be outstanding.
I have seen the auction lineup. It's
crazy,
fantastic this year.
Oh, awesome!
This is nuts. The stuff that they have.
Oh, I've heard they did. Like, I know Connie was saying it's an amazing amount of stuff. So
this year, it's just amazing.
Oh, awesome! So we'll definitely head over to that. I need to actually get the information to put out there. I can't remember where it's at, but it's right down. It's like right down on the Stampede ground too.
Melrose Cafe.
That's it, Melrose Cafe. Yes,
I just what time?
Noon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so right after the breakfast. So just stagger my way over there after a couple of Kiss songs, and then stagger
bring your juice with you.
That's right. Yeah. How much juice can I fit in this? Yeah.
All of it.
Thank you.
Just comes out with a keg.
Be like John Montgomery after winning the medal in 2010.
Oh, Vancouver,
Just stumble with a pitcher with you.
No one will stop you. You'll be fine.
It's fine. I'm staying in the building. Come on.
Just wear your special jersey.
And then, of course, the other things that I'm looking forward to, of course, the meetup on Friday night.
Yeah. Sharksicles.
No, that's Wednesday night.
Oh, is it Wednesday now?
Wednesday is the meet and greet, and that one's at the Shark Club. So I'll be getting my Sharksicle on early,
as
which
you
is
should.
Outstanding.
Take an Uber.
But then the meetup is a place downtown.
Right.
So I'm actually really looking forward to that as well. You see most of those people as you kind of go through, but all at once, and the players come, and it's a blast, and I'm very excited for that. I think that's going to be a howl. And then the last thing, and I'm curious to know what you guys think of this, the fan state of the league this year is going to be interesting, I think.
Why?
Just because everyone's going to be looking for updates on Halifax.
Yep.
Everybody's going to want to know what is what is the next plan with CFL 2.0. Where are things going for that? I'm always excited to hear what Randy has to say about that.
Is that Saturday morning again?
It's Friday morning.
Friday morning.
Mm-hmm.
They literally
missing everything.
They literally offset it though for the breakfast because they know.
Yep.
Most go to one and the other.
Right. Correct.
I don't know if you guys got this vibe off of a lot of countrywide CFL fans. You guys are definitely a little more connected to the culture. You talk to a lot more. Did it become a novelty halfway through the season? I just kind of noticed
music.
What do you mean?
No.
Which part?
CFL 2.0.
2.0.
Oh, 2.0. I thought you said country. Sorry.
No, sorry. Just in the sense of like the players kind of fell off the map. They were really pushing them in the beginning of the year, and there was player profiles and town profiles, and like I actually thought it was really interesting. Oh, he's from Frankfurt. He's from
France.
Anywhere really, and it just came down to like you only ever heard one little blip in week 19. He's finally starting, and it's like, well, guys, like, if we're trying to do this, maybe we should
play them.
Or
here's the thing, though.
I'm a bigger fan of let the best player play.
Yeah.
I'm not here to give out crutches.
Yeah.
By any means, the league needs to put forward the best product possible. End of story. But I just, like, he pushed it so hard. And did he give up on it? Or
no, I don't think. I think it's year one.
Maybe that's what it is.
I think that's the thing. It's year one, but now Mexico.
But they did pump it a lot at the beginning. They did. But if you're going to pump it that much, and for like, oh, this is going to be so exciting, we're going to see all this stuff, and they're not really going to play
this talent. Because the argument he made was the talent that the CFL was missing out on. Mm-hmm. That might not be a word for word, but that is very close to what Randy said himself. And it was like, if there's all this talent and one starter out of a 200-person camp.
Right, and that's true. I personally think, though, I think
they oversold it at the beginning.
Okay.
And maybe that's what I'm chasing, is I feel like they built it to be a little bigger. And just like, of my greatest fears, it becomes not the America snafu, because that obviously kept the league afloat when it needed to be kept afloat, but in the same breath of it, in the same of like, oh yeah, it was a novelty.
So
of
like
the
it's
CFL.
here for a couple of years. And
it's here, and then maybe we lose interest in it because just our fans aren't necessarily engaging it the way that the CFL would like.
Okay, I can see that, and I can see with the hard push early on. I think the hard push early on, though, was a lot about getting the name out there when there wasn't anything else to talk about CFL wise. Like, they didn't have CFL week this past year.
That's correct.
So without having that, what do you push? Well, they were pushing CFL 2.0, and I think that's why we heard a lot more about it. I think if there was a CFL week, I think it probably would have been toned down maybe a touch, but they did just have the Canadian draft in the Mexican league.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, they
so
did.
I think once we start seeing, and that's why I say it's just year one, but so where do we go from here? Do we start being able to see some of these players playing in the Mexican league? Like, because that might be kind of neat.
Or the European leagues.
And then when you have a guy go play over there and then come back, now the story comes even bigger. But that's not likely to happen for year 2 or 3. So,
and how was it in Europe? How was it in Mexico? Like, that's the thing, is the other side of it, right? Maybe here it wasn't as big, but maybe in Mexico all of a sudden people are talking CFL. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's possible. Yeah. Because you get a town, 3 million people in the greater area. Well, you can get 70,000 people out of 3 million.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe they'll tune in, right? And all of a sudden they'll want to see these players, kind of thing.
Right.
I don't know how they played, but
I don't know. But I am like, that's why I'm curious to find out more.
And I guess,
I actually think I'd like to see more, and I don't want to poo-poo it until we get to year 2, 3, and then say, okay, is we getting out of this what we thought we would, right? But I really like the idea, so I want.
Not that I wanted to poo-poo it. I guess just on the sense that kind of, Mike, was they pushed it so hard,
right?
And then it kind of fell back, and it felt like it was meant to be a huge growth point in the league, not CFL week, but a huge growth point in the league. And then it just seemed almost like it was being treated like CFL week. Like, as soon as we had something to talk about, like you said, smashing.
Everybody does it once. It's fun.
Everybody gets
including
one.
us.
Yeah, absolutely. Bing.
As soon as like we had something to talk about, as soon as we had what team is Deron Carter going to go to this week,
right?
Nobody cared anymore. All of a sudden,
true. Yeah, I can totally see that. So, yeah, I think anyway, I'm excited about the state of the league to see what he says, like that, and that's the stuff.
Maybe there'll be a new drug policy.
Really?
Maybe.
Wow,
chances are.
That's a heck of a shot.
Maybe
okay.
It's going to be straight.
Speaking of that, let's talk about the Grey Cup game. So it's the Ticats versus the Bombers. I had a very interesting stat brought to my attention. In the teams that were in the Final Four, the Ricky Ray influence. Harris, Kilgore, Fajardo, Nichols, Mazzoli, and Collaros all played with Ricky.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is awesome, very crazy. Stat.
Like, that is a cool, and I got to thank Paul Reckner for that, because he's like, you can see the Ricky influence, and I'm like, man, I never even thought of that until you pointed it out.
Yep.
That
it's
was
got a magic
awesome.
touch.
That is amazing.
So isn't that
I
cool?
love that stat.
Absolutely.
Magic Dicky.
And where, pardon?
Title of the podcast.
Did you just say Magic Dicky? Yeah, that's the title of the podcast for sure. There's no beating that one. Yeah. Although hashtag not us was still good.
Just gonna say.
Yeah. Okay, so that Bomber Sask game was close.
That was fun.
What'd you guys think of the coaching in that game?
I don't think it was as close as the score was. Like, it didn't feel to me like at any point. No, I think Winnipeg still got this. Like, it felt. I mean, it did feel like that to me the whole time.
Really? Because I mean, Saskatchewan had a shot at it 4 times inside the 10-yard line and didn't.
They pulled an Eskimo.
They were soup five times.
Yeah, was it 5? I thought it was 4.
I thought I read 5
still,
on Twitter, but not that's any measure of accuracy.
It's no Wikipedia.
That's true.
Twitterpedia.
I don't know. There was some interesting choices in there.
The last play where he didn't go for the knockdown and he put it right into Moore's hands. I was just like, great. Now I have to watch Saskatchewan next week.
That's what I thought too.
That's exactly where I thought it was going because you have a running back like Powell,
who they didn't use,
who they used 0%.
I do not understand that at all.
Special teams head coach just didn't value the run
I don't know.
It's both head coaches were special teams head coaches.
Yeah,
that's valid. Yeah, how about that?
Anyway.
I guess you view Mike a little differently.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's I don't know, but anyway, that's the way it turns out. So now we have the Drought Bowl. One of the teams is going to be joyous for sure.
One of the fan bases, especially going to be
absolutely. Who's your pick in this game, Jay?
I am going to go 51 Ticats.
All right, perfect. Kayla,
it's close though.
Close. All right.
Bitter Betty picks the Bombers.
Title of the podcast. Yeah, exactly.
Like I said, no Mazzoli, no cheer.
Well done with the alliteration. Superfan?
The winners? The fans. Yeah. No, just kidding. It's Hamilton. It's definitely Hamilton.
Excellent. I hope it's Hamilton in overtime because that would be fun.
That would be fun,
wouldn't it?
Not double overtime.
Yeah,
it's
just
ours.
one.
Yeah, just one overtime's fine. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
We should find a prop bet for this game.
Okay.
Jay, give us a stat in the game that we are going to, or
a
player, or anything, and we will set a line and do an over-under on it just for fun. I knew this was loaded as I asked him this question.
It really was, because I was starting to think, I was like, well, what's the bet that you know is going to happen?
About the game, something that we can actually measure, not like how many stumbling people come out of Spirit of Edmonton breakfast. Because that's the answer is all of them.
Just look at the ticket sales and you get the number.
Yes, that's true.
So the one I want to do is will Simone Lawrence get ejected, but we won't do that one because that's a little that's a little biased. Yeah. So let's do Brandon Banks 200 yards all purpose.
Oh, I like 200.5 or 199.5.
Or 199.5.
So
200 that is a good one.
Oh.
That's all purpose.
All purpose yards, kick return, receiving, rushing because they love to run run the fly offense.
Yes, they do. Oh my goodness, that is a fantastic one. Kayla, what are you going to take?
Probably over. I think Hamilton's going to win, but I'm still hoping for the Bombers. But I think, yeah.
All right, then.
Yeah.
Okay. You think he has over 200 all purpose? Wow.
Yes, I do.
Mike? I think it's going over too. I think that Hamilton defense is going to stymie Winnipeg, especially at the beginning. It means they're going to be doing a lot of punts.
Okay.
And that's going to give them opportunities.
Okay. I'm going to go under because I think they spread the ball out a little more to Braylon Addison. Jay, what are you going to pick?
I would also pick the under. I feel he's going to be a big decoy than in the kick return.
Yeah.
But I feel you know what you're getting when he's back there. They're going to be very diligent about covering him or potentially...
What?
They're going to treat him like Powell.
We were 8-10. We were going to do that.
Very true.
That's a good point.
That's why we were 8-10.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Little shout out to the misdirection play though in the Old West final.
Yeah.
Oh, that was actually really
classic.
Well done.
Very well done play.
Very well played. They won't do that again. Mostly because they're not playing. But still, I expected that from O'Shea. I didn't expect it on the other side. That was pretty cool.
That's Tricky Craig.
Yeah,
did not see it coming.
That was pretty. So Tricky Dicky?
Yes.
Hey, there we go. In the CFPN Fantasy Challenge, I just want to send out a congrats to Brazilian Ty for beating the crap out of me because
not a great week.
No, you know what? I got a little too hyped up on our team
game?
doing well, and that didn't pay off for me as well.
So you were Ryan.
So not quite. I had a lot of tie cats too, but that didn't pay off. I picked all the ones they didn't do anything with, which was a small number, but I found them all, so it was great. But congratulations to Ty. He is going to be taking on Safamod in the CFPN Fantasy Challenge Grey Cup. So good luck to those gents. And
couple of Ryder fans. The only way they're getting to the cup.
That's right. That's right.
You beat me to it, Mike.
Well, Jay, this has been awesome. Thanks for coming down and being part of the pod. Tell everybody where they can find you on all the social medias and all those fun things.
If you want to see any of the shenanigans we're up to, old Matt's pretty up on it.
You don't say.
Being that he's constantly banned from Twitter, you can find him at TweetChin Music. That's really just him. Or you can find him on section_O on Instagram. He is actually currently running a deal on Grey Cup tickets. We got to hook up down in Calgary, so if you guys are looking for tickets, I believe they're around the 260 mark, private bar right above 251, something like that. Hit him up if you're looking for tickets.
Okay, sounds good.
Me.
Kayla, yes?
At Duchess Lombardi on Twitter, and my photography at Esks Empire Photo.
Lovely. Superfan?
Me?
Yes.
Excellent. You can find me at 56 Parkies and the history at Esks History.
Perfect. And you can find me at Freepalicious and, of course, the show at Esk Empire Pod. Make sure that you are following Pay It Forward with Football on Facebook as they get set for next year's excitement.
Yes.
And, of course, make sure you check out all the great shows on the Alberta Podcast Network at albertapodcastnetwork.com. That's right. Find all of our social channels on eskempire.ca. We will be back next week to do a Grey Cup wrap-up. And, of course, the next week we have our season review with our good friends Dave and Morley. So I guess our only question this week, is it time to be sociable and party? Absolutely. For Jay, Commissioner Kayla, and Superfan Mike, I'm Andrew. Remember, you can't catch footballs with your face, and we will absolutely talk to you next week. Go Grey Cup!
Thanks for listening. Find more great shows like this at CF Pod Network on Twitter.